All right, so today we're doing a deep dive into some really fascinating insights from Samyak Online. They're making this pretty bold claim that the solar industry is facing a massive visibility crisis.
Right. And it's not about what you'd think, like just more competition. It's about the whole architecture of how people find information.
Exactly. The idea here is that solar companies are, still optimizing for someone typing solar panels into a Google search bar.
Hmm.
But the real customer has already moved on. They're having these detailed, complex conversations with something like ChatGPT.
And that is such a critical distinction. The research basically says we're seeing the end of the 10 blue links era.
Especially for big purchases.
Yes, especially for high-stakes industries like solar.
Yeah.
They're moving toward what they call answer engines.
Hmm.
So the goal isn't just to rank anymore. It's to be the single synthesized answer that an AI gives to a potential buyer.
We all know the solar sales cycle is long. I mean, it can be 6, maybe 12 months of research before anyone signs a contract. But Samyak is suggesting that where that research happens has totally shifted.
It has. A few years ago, a customer would spend months clicking through blogs, maybe some forums, comparison sites.
Right.
Now they're spending that time interrogating an engine. They're asking Gemini, is a 10 kilowatt system worth it in Austin, given the current buyback rates?
Mm.
They're not browsing. They're asking for a verdict.
Okay, but hold on. Isn't optimizing for robots what got us into that whole keyword stuffing mess in the first place? How is this any different from just, jamming best solar panels into your website's footer 50 times?
That's the trap. It's completely different. Old school SEO was just about matching strings of text. This new thing, what the source calls AI SEO and LLM SEO, it's about matching intent and structural clarity. The AI models, they don't just see keywords anymore. They actually read for context. So if you stuff keywords, the large language model, the LLM, it just sees that as noise. It detects a lack of semantic value, and it'll actually ignore you.
So if we can't game the system with keywords, how do we get the AI to pay attention? You mentioned LLM SEO. What does that actually look like?
It's really about structure your content so a machine can easily parse it. And Samyak gives some pretty specific advice here. It's not just about writing clear paragraphs. It's using a direct Q&A format. You literally want to use the question a person would ask as a header.
And then answer it immediately.
Preferably in like a bulleted list.
Because bots love lists.
Well, bots can scrape lists easily.
Oh.
If you force an AI to read a 3,000-word story just to find the warranty length, it might just give up or worse, hallucinate an answer.
Okay.
But if you just put warranty, 25 years, in a nice clean bullet point, you are basically spoon-feeding the model exactly what it needs.
That makes sense. It's like we're writing for the bibliography now, not just the front cover.
Yeah.
But this brings up that other big concept in the research, semantic SEO. This one feels a bit more abstract.
It seems that way, but it's actually pretty concrete. Think of it as just connecting the dots for the machine. If your website has a page about solar panels and another page about inverters, but you never actually link them or explain their relationship, well, the AI might not understand that you sell a complete working system.
So you have to spell it out, explicitly map that these things go together.
You have to map the entities. And this is where it gets a little technical. The source really emphasizes using schema markup.
Right, and that's usually where people who aren't coders just tune out.
It sounds intimidating, but it's not that bad. Just think of schema as invisible labels in your website's code. So to a human, your price just looks like $20,000. But with schema, you're adding a tag that tells the AI, hey, this number is a price, and this is a currency, and maybe this date is an offer expiration. You're just removing all the guesswork.
You're handing the AI a cheat sheet.
Exactly.
Okay, let's pivot to the trust factor. Solar sometimes has a bit of a reputation problem, right? Contractors who disappear, systems that fail. How does an AI figure out who's legit?
This is where that concept of EEAT comes in. Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. The algorithms for these answer engines are trained to prioritize safety, especially for big financial decisions. They're looking for consistency.
So if my website claims I'm the best in Texas, but I have zero digital footprint to back that up, the AI is going to know.
It's going to be suspicious, for sure.
Yeah.
It scans for these trust signals all over the web. Are your certifications listed clearly? Is your warranty policy the same on your website, your Google business profile, and, say, a third-party directory? If that AI sees conflicting information, your trust score goes down. But if it sees consistent, verifiable details like specific license numbers, clear safety records, it's way more likely to cite you as a credible source.
And that all leads to the end goal Samyak is talking about. We're not really just doing SEO anymore. They use two new terms, AEO and GEO.
Right. Answer engine optimization and generative engine optimization.
Yeah.
And they're not just buzzwords. They really represent a shift in the goalpost. In traditional SEO, success was being one of 10 options on a page. In AEO, success is being the answer. When a user asks, who is the most reliable installer near me? You don't want to be a link they might click. You want to be the name the AI actually says in its response.
It's such a wild shift. We're going from marketing to humans to marketing to machines for humans.
Yeah, and it raises a pretty provocative question for everyone, I think. If the future of search is just AI-generated answers, are we moving out of an era of searching for information and into an era of training the engines on who we are?
I think that's the reality we have to get used to. We're not just publishers anymore. We're all trainers now. Thanks for listening to this deep dive.